Have you ever wished that your turbo car would just chill out in traffic? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you how to add a simple switch that will instantly drop your car to wastegate boost pressure, no reflashing, and no changing tunes. This will work on most cars with an electronic boost control solenoid, but as always, make sure you do your own research before you start cutting up your wiring. Now you may ask, why would I want to run low boost? I bought a turbo car for a reason. And that is a good point. So let me explain to you why I wanted a low boost setting on my car, and then you can decide if my reason is good enough for you. This car is not a dedicated race car. It's a street car, a fast street car, but a street car nonetheless. And when I upgraded to the Blausch 1.5 XTR Turbo, I found it annoying at times when I was in traffic or just trying to have a leisurely drive, and then the boost would like kick in and slam me into the back of the seat, and then I have to let off the gas before I rear end the car in front of me. And this kind of just created a very jerky ride. Now, if you've ever tuned your car yourself, you probably set your wastegate duty cycle to 0% at some point, and you may have noticed that your once responsive big turbo is now a little bit sluggish and slow to spool, and it doesn't hit as high of peak boost pressures. Now, this isn't what you want when you're trying to race or go fast, but for a leisurely drive, sluggish and slow is exactly what we want. And that can make the difference between getting a second date and getting ghosted. So essentially what we want to do is make it so that we can set the wastegate duty cycle to 0 without having to reflash the tune. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. Just to let you guys know, I do sell the switch panel and some of the other parts that you're going to see in this video on my website, swspeedco.com. So if you're interested and want to help support the channel, I will put the links in the description below. So now that I've explained to you why you may want to do this, let me show you how to do it. So all the equipment you're going to need for this is a switch or button, a 4-pin relay, and some wires. The boost control solenoid has 2 wires that come out of it. The solenoid itself doesn't care about the polarity, but the ECU does. So if you get this wired up and your switch doesn't work, you may have to just switch the wires in the connector, or figure out which is the signal in and signal out on the ECU harness before you start doing this. So essentially what we're going to do is we're going to wire in a 4-pin relay between the boost control solenoid and the ECU. And what this does is it allows us to remotely disconnect the signal that the ECU is sending to the boost control solenoid, telling it how much wastegate duty cycle to use to hit its specified targets. Now this will cause 2 things. 1, a check engine light will come on, and 2, the car will run on 0% wastegate duty cycle no matter what the ECU is telling it to do. Now, like I mentioned earlier, 0% wastegate duty cycle will make the turbo sluggish and not hit as high of peak boost pressures, which is exactly what we want for a smooth ride. Now, you could wire this directly into a switch, but the reason it's better to use a relay is because it contains the wiring to the engine bay for the most part. The only wire that needs to pass through the firewall is the wire from the switch to the relay. So how this wiring will work is you have your switch inside your car, and we're going to have a 12-volt ignition power supply going to that switch to provide power. And this can be done by using a fuse tap. So from your switch, we'll run a wire through the firewall to pin 86 on your 4-pin relay. Pin 85 on the relay is ground, so that can be wired to the chassis somewhere. And for pin 87 and 30, we are going to have one go to the boost control solenoid and one go to the ECU. So how a 4-pin relay works is when there's no power applied to the relay, pin 87 and 30 are disconnected. And then when you have a 12-volt power supply coming in through pin 86, this energizes an electromagnet or a coil, which will connect pin 87 and pin 30. So what this does in our situation is when the switch is in the off position, one of the wires going to the boost controller from the ECU is disconnected, so that signal is not getting through, and we're running on 0% wastegate duty cycle. So when the switch is in the on position, that will allow the 12-volt power to energize the relay, which will connect pin 87 and pin 30 and allow the signal from the ECU to reach the boost control solenoid and function as normal. This is a nice setup because it allows you to just have one tune for high boost or peak performance, while giving you the ability to run a low boost pressure without having to have a separate tune and reflash the ECU. However, there are limitations to this method. If you want a high boost and a low boost tune that both use the boost controller to hit a specific boost target, this method is not going to work for you. For that, you're going to need a standalone ECU. This is kind of a hack way of having a low boost tune by just turning off the boost controller completely so that it just runs at wastegate pressure. That being said, if you want a high boost tune for going fast and you want to be able to turn that off to make the car less responsive and snappy, then this is a very viable option. Now, depending on your car, you will probably get a check engine light, which is very easy to disable on these Subarus using a Taxtrix cable and ECU flash. If you want to do this on another vehicle other than a Subaru, make sure you do your research and find out how to disable those check engine lights, or at least make sure these check engine lights do not cause the car to go into limp mode. One extra tip, for these Subarus, I would highly recommend getting a receptacle plug for the boost controller so that you can do all the wire modifications on the boost controller side and not have to cut into the factory wiring. That way, if you need to put this back to stock at some point, you can do that very easily. Also, if you plan on running any other accessories to a switch panel, this would be a good time to wire in a relay box. I made a video about this a little while back. The relay box is mounted to the frame rail underneath the intake. This just simplifies your wiring if you're going to do multiple switches to multiple accessories. And like I said earlier, I do sell these switch panels for 05 to 09 Subaru Legacies and Outbacks on my website, swspeedco.com. And if you would like a switch panel like this for your car, I also offer custom design and 3D print services. And if you are interested in that, I will put a link in the description below where you can go fill out that form and get a free quote. I will also put links to the other parts mentioned in this video and links to the merch if you want to help support the channel. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please leave a like and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. And if you know of somebody who might like this video, please share it with them. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below and I will respond to them in a timely manner. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.